you guys can see, obviously, I started a YouTube channel. I had to take a break from recording and posting, obviously, because I had to figure out how to use this YouTube channel. Welcome to the YouTube channel. It's like a new full-time job on me, with recording, editing, you know, trying to figure out how to use everything. So yeah, it's taking me a minute, but obviously this is the first video. I'm out. I'm ready to start. Hopefully y'all stay on this journey with me. You know, so yeah, welcome to What's the Tea Season 2. For this first episode, we're gonna talk about the 21 things I learned while being 21. Turning 22 on September 30th, if most of you don't know. 21 was a rough year. I wouldn't say a hard year, I'd say a rough year. It was cool, rough around the edges, of course. Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff while 21 though. It was very refreshing. I think a lot of people will use this episode, could use this episode as a stepping stool to open up and answer some questions that they might have about themselves or about, you know, their place in life right now. So yeah, let's get into it. But first, silly me, can't have What's the Tea or be on What's the Tea without your tea. Today I am drinking some organic orange spice green tea. So good. I forgot to bring the little box so you guys can see it. But it's really good. I don't know where I got it from, but it's really good. But yeah, you can't be on What's the Tea without the tea, so hopefully you're drinking your tea while you listen or watching. Before I also start, I want to light some Palo Santo. So for those of you who are watching and listening, you know, Palo Santo is supposed to remove the negative energy from your area and bring in some positive energy around yourself. So I just want to light this before we start recording to make this a sacred space for us to share, for me to share, for me to be open. You know, I want all bad vibes away from me. Of course, I want all bad vibes away from y'all. You know, we don't want the energy while we're recording. Palo Santo is really good though too, y'all. I would definitely recommend buying some if you don't have any. It's not as strong as sage, and it smells so good. You know, we're gonna let that burn while we chatting on What's the Tea today to bring some positive energy through. Hold on, let me put that down. That might be. Yep. So let's get started. 21 things I learned while I was 21. Are y'all ready? Let's start. Number 1, faith without work doesn't work. You know, you can have all the faith in the world, trust all you want in the world, but if you also aren't doing the work behind the scenes, it's kind of like pointless, because you know you don't really want it. You just want to say that you want it because you don't want to be. You want to be out of the situation that you're in, but you're not working to actively get yourself out of that situation. So that's the number 1 thing I learned. You know, I just wasn't putting a lot of action behind a lot of the wants. And, you know, I realized I'm not really getting anywhere by just wanting and wanting and wanting. I gotta, you know, put some work in and get to it. So, you know, that's what I've been doing lately. It's been helping and it's been working. So, number 2, in every L took, there's a lesson. I know we all say this all the time, but, you know, I had to really sit and look at all the L's I took and just like really try to get the lesson out of each one of those, because I would have had a pity party for myself all day long if I would have just been like, bro, I've been taking L's and L's and L's back to back to back. It was just like a pity party, and now I'm going pity party, and I just had to take a step back and realize, like, this doesn't make me feel any better by just being pity and being sad about all these L's I took. Let me just, you know, take the lesson out of that and move on and move forward. That's all I had to do. Number 3, no matter what, always lead with love. That's how you remain solid. This is my favorite one. I probably didn't learn, you know, because when you lead with love, and nobody can ever say like your intentions weren't pure, what you did for them was out of, you know, out of some gain that you could get. Like if I was to do something for somebody, if I didn't do it out of love, it was been like a gain for me. you know, and I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm doing something because I'm gaining something from it. I always want everybody, whenever I'm doing something for you, whether I'm just your friend, I'm helping you out with something, regardless, I always want to lead with love, because I'm doing whatever I'm doing for you out of the kindness of my heart, because I care about you. You know, I'm solid. Like, you never say you never have to put no fake or phony nothing over me, because I'm leading with love. So if I'm helping you, if I'm doing something for you, if I'm talking to you, it's because I care about you, and you know, it's coming from my heart. So I always lead with love. You know, if you lead with love, you ain't doing no phony stuff. Can't nobody call you phony, you know? That's how you keep a pure heart. You ain't solid. Number 4, everything I need is already in me. That is a big one. Because I was trying to figure out, you know, I felt like I didn't have any dedication, any motivation, you know, to get back in school, to continue working, to, you know, actually reach and go after my dreams and my goals. And I like realized, I don't know how, like just an epiphany, out of nowhere, like, you know, you've been so dedicated to trying to get back into school, you know, figuring out situations and financial situations. You've been so dedicated to getting out of these situations. Like you're not lacking anything. You're dedicated already. You're just dedicated on something else. You're not focusing on the end goal. So once I really realized, wow, I really have been dedicating myself. I do have the motivation. The things that I thought I was lacking, I was really doing them. I was just putting it to something else. And I had to realize, like, wow, it's already there. I just had to apply it to what I wanted to get to. And now that I'm doing that, everything is like falling into place for me. And it feels like really good. So yeah, you know, everything you need is already in you. Whether it's you lacking love, you lacking dedication, motivation, whatever you're lacking is already in you. You just have to access and unlock that to bring it out of you. You know what I'm saying? I see it's so good. Number 5, always choose yourself. This one is pretty self-explanatory, you know. Just always choose yourself, no matter what, no matter who, no matter why. You come first. You're the most important person in your life, so always choose yourself. Family, friends, lovers, you come first, period. That's just bottom line. Number 6, when you love yourself, nothing seems impossible. And what I mean by this, when you love all your flaws, when you love, you know, all the good things about yourself, when you just love yourself fully, the inside and outside, you just feel unstoppable. Right now I feel unstoppable. You know why? Because I love myself. I love the inside of me, I love the outside of me, I love my flaws, I love what I don't have, I love what I do have. I'm just grateful for me. So I just feel like nothing is impossible. Like, I feel like I could be a millionaire tomorrow. Nothing is impossible to me right now because I love myself. So, you know, you feel like, you know, you can't get to this, you know, this goal might be too big, you know, maybe take a step back and look at yourself. Like, do you love yourself all the way? Then you can get there. Anything you want, you can have it because you love yourself. So you're gonna make sure that you have it. You know what I'm saying? Number 7, you have to see yourself the way God sees you. And you know, when somebody said this, I forgot who said this. I think it was the Hood Healer on Instagram. I know a few of y'all follow her. She be dropping them gems. But yeah, you have to see yourself the way God sees you. So I have to look in the mirror and, like, you know, I see myself on the highest pedestal. I see myself the way God intended me to be here. Obviously, I am here for a reason. I'm still alive. So obviously, there's a reason that I'm still here. God sees me in that highest light still to keep me here. So, you know, I have to look at myself and make sure that I saw myself as my highest self and the way God sees me. Because then you'll never be able to fail. Because the only person you're here to please is Him, you know? So, yeah, always see yourself the way God sees you because you're already perfect to Him. So, you don't need to change yourself for anybody or anything or to accomplish any goal. Divine timing is real. I would just say I learned at the end of my journey of 21, you know, God has a plan for you. Number 9, it's okay to not be okay. I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. But, you know, if you just feel like you're not okay, that's okay. Like, you know, take that time to figure out why you're not okay and what things you can do to help yourself feel better. But, you know, just trying to put on the front is sometimes not okay because then you might just keep everything in. And, you know, that can lead to, like, a bigger explosion or a bigger, you know, meltdown or bigger breakdown. So, you know, it's okay to not be okay. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you have to be okay 24/7 because you do not. You know, take time for yourself. always. Like number 5, always choose yourself. Number 10, taking time to yourself is not selfish. You know, so if people are around you telling you, like, if you're, if you need to take away yourself from out of the equation to make yourself feel better and, to re-energize yourself, that is okay. If you have people around you telling you, oh, you acting fake, or you doing this or you that, those are selfish people. Watch out for those type of people, because they don't want you to be your best self. You need to surround yourself with people that always want you to be your best self. Number 11, and it's also okay to be selfish sometimes. And I don't mean selfish like, not trying to help anybody out, or, trying to one up everybody. I mean, it's okay to be selfish, to take time to care for yourself. It's okay to self-care. It's okay to take your time to have self-love days, or just days to yourself. That is okay. I'm not saying just cut everybody off, but when you need to take a day for yourself, do that, and don't let anybody make you feel bad for doing that. Number 12, nothing lasts forever. 2020 has been crazy. Like, we've known so many people that have died, from friends, family, to just like people we might have looked up to, celebrities we might have looked up to. And it's just really showing, like, we can be here today, gone tomorrow. Nothing lasts forever. We're all just experiencing these things. So, don't take your experiences with people, places, or things for granted, because it can be gone tomorrow. Like, seriously. Obviously, we're saying that God wastes no time. So, don't take anything for granted. Be thankful and grateful for every person, place, or thing. Number 13, don't just pray to God about things you wish you could control or things you want. Just pray to Him about things that you already have. And God, I feel like He doesn't want us to just, pray to Him and just not beg, but pray to Him about things that we just want and have all the time. Sometimes He just wants us to pray to Him so that we can praise Him and thank Him and be grateful for all the things that we do have, because somebody can always have it worse. So I learned not to every night, not to feel like I'm just begging Him for something that I really, really want. I just learned to take the time out to just, talk to Him about my day, or just talk to Him about things that I just am just worried about, or, just talk to Him. We don't always have to feel like we're begging Him for things that we want, because He's already going to bless us with those things anyway, so just take time out of our day to talk to Him. He's our friend. That is what He's here for. Number 14, be intentional with everything that you do, whether it's food, morning routine, night routines, anything that you do, just be intentional with it. Always try to see the good in things, and just try to be intentional so that you don't take anything for granted. 15, be grateful for everything, the good and the bad. I say this because it's always important to be just grateful for what you got, because that's how you attract more, and that's how you attract abundance in life, for just being grateful for the things that you have. I thought I was grateful, but at the beginning of this year, I started writing every day in a journal or in my phone, in my notes, things I were grateful for. And at first I would say the same, kind of thing, like, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for waking up this morning. And then, it came to the point where I kind of felt repetitive, and I'm like, I'm not really being grateful or appreciative for the little things. Like, I'm grateful for this pillow I'm laying my head on, because, some kid or somebody doesn't have a pillow, or they're laying on the floor, or they're laying outside on the ground. I'm grateful for this toothbrush I'm using, because, some people go months without brushing their teeth and they have bad, their teeth are bad. I'm grateful for this meal I'm eating, because some people don't have a meal. I'm grateful for this cover. It just made me realize and appreciate the smaller things, that we don't wake up and, we're not really grateful for. We kind of take for granted. But, doing that every day made me realize, like, no, you have to be grateful for everything, because it can, one, either be taken away, or two, somebody has it worse than you do. So it's always just important to be grateful for everything. I'm even grateful for the bad lessons I learned, or the bad mistakes I did, because, I learned something from them, or I gained something from them, So it's different, just be good and grateful for the good and the bad. Number 16, this is like top one. Shout out to Nip. You know, it's don't let anyone put their expectations of you on you. The way they feel about your choices or your or not your problem, you know? And that is just like the truest thing I've ever heard. Like we don't really realize it, but you know, our parents can put their expectations on us, or our family can put their expectations of us on us, and then we take that, their expectations of us, and you know, that kind of weighs us down, especially if we're not fulfilling those, or you know, their dreams for us are not our dreams for ourselves. You know, that can bring us down and bring us into a low place in our life. And you know, I had to learn, like, you know, I can't think about anybody's like expectations of me. What they want me to do is not what if that's not making me happy, you know, I can't do anything about that. You know, as long as I'm happy with my choices or the decisions I make or the path I'm taking, that's the only thing that matters. You know, if they're your real family or they're your real friends, whatever you do, they'll be happy for you. But you know, letting people put their expectations of you on you is a first step to, you know, just a downfall, because you're always feel like you're not good enough or you're not making these people happy enough. But you know, we're not here to make anybody happy but ourselves at the end of the day. So I'll remember that. You know, shout out to Neighborhood Nip. I was like, you know, I had to let everybody's things of me go where I was going to be stuck and I wasn't going to be happy. I wasn't happy because I'm like, I'm not chasing my dream. I'm chasing a dream that people want me to have, that so that I can be financially stable, or, you know, I can bring my family out of this or bring my family to this. But, you know, I had to let that go because my dream is my dream, and that's going to make me happy, and that's going to bring me, you know, I'm going to feel good at night when I go to sleep because I'm doing something that I love. So yeah, that was like one of the greatest lessons I learned this year. Number 17, despite any mistakes I make, I'm still grateful of all success. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I made a lot of mistakes in the past 2 years since I graduated high school that could have deterred my path or, you know, brought me to a better path. But, you know, regardless, they're my mistakes. I'm happy. Obviously, I'm still worthy of success because I'm still here. I'm still working towards what I want to do. And you know, I'm happy. So obviously mistakes don't make us, you know, so let that shame of making a mistake go. It's not even worth it. Because again, everybody makes them. That is a part of life. That's how we grow. Number 18, procrastination is ignorance. It's like saying God owes us even more time. You know? And I really had to learn this one because your girl, I'm a procrastinator. Like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why I feel like I do my best work at the last minute. I don't know. I'm trying to get better with doing doing a lot of stuff more. Like, you know, my goal was to start doing my homework earlier during the week so I don't have to wait on the last day. I started doing that and I feel better because I feel like, okay, I actually thought this through. It's not like rushed. I actually had time to, you know, sit and think about this. And it's kind of making me feel better. I'm trying to get better with the procrastination of recording and things like that. But, you know, life happens. But again, God doesn't owe us any more time. You know, if we feel like, oh, I can do that later, we don't know that, because at the end of the day, nothing lasts forever. You know, we could be taken out. That opportunity could be swiped away within 5 minutes. We just never know. So, you know, we always gotta, whenever we have something to do, I feel like it's important that we start, you know, just doing it and going after for it, you know. Even if we're a little nervous, we feel like we don't have enough confidence to go after and do it anyway, because we don't have any time to waste. Every second counts. So, you know, let's just start doing what we gotta do, y'all. Number 19, as long as you have breath, you have options. And that kind of ties into the last one, because, you know, as long as we're breathing and alive, we can make something happen. You know, we can go outside and make a choice to, you know, go after what we want, or we can make that choice to not go after what we want. But, you know, those are our options. We have them because we're breathing and we're alive. So that's one thing that we shouldn't take for granted, is that we have the options to put ourselves in better positions every day that we breathe. And, you know, every day that we wake up and we're alive, we have options to put ourselves in better situations. Number 20, when you're in alignment, your passion and your purpose follow. And I kind of just learned this one too, because I feel like I wasn't in alignment with myself, because I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't taking care of the inside of me. You know, I wasn't pouring into myself the way I should have been. And I just feel like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what my passion is. I know that I like to create stuff, but I don't know what I want to create for. And now that I'm in alignment, you know, that I'm taking care of myself, exercising, getting enough sleep, you know, doing all the things and actually pouring into myself, pouring affirmations into myself, pouring self-love into myself. I feel like my purpose and my passion are following, and it's all coming together full circle. And it's just kind of, you know, with getting back into school and things like that, it's all following, and it's like all falling in place. And I think it's all because I put myself in alignment. I stopped, and I pulled out the negative things that weren't right and weren't working for me, and started filling them with positive things, the positive things that will work, positive things that I can see results from, and that kind of helped. And once I started doing that, my purpose and my passion, kind of just fell in line. And I'm probably gonna make another video about that too, though. What I think my purpose and my passions are. Last and not least, number 21. Everything is harder when you're not in alignment. And I say this because it feels like you're fighting the divine. Like, when you're not in alignment, everything is just harder because you're literally fighting against what you're supposed to be here to do. You're literally fighting against divine. You're literally just fighting against like God, because you're not trying to be where you're not trying to see yourself the way God sees you. And when you don't see the way yourself the way God sees you, and you're not in alignment, of course nothing is going to fall into place, because you're not where you're supposed to be. So it feels like everything is fighting you 10 times harder. Everything is hitting you 10 times harder, but that's because you're not where you're supposed to be. You're not on your path, to finding your purpose and your passion. So, you feel like life is beating you up 10 times harder. It was for me, then you might not just be in alignment. It's time to get there, like I was saying in the last one, pour into yourself. I'm pretty sure I learned way more than this, what I wrote down and what's on this list, but these are like the main 21 things I learned. I'm so grateful for this year. I'm way stronger as a person, as a woman. I'm confident in myself as a woman, as a person. I just feel like I'm unstoppable at this moment. I feel like, God is leading me into the direction where I'm supposed to be, that my purpose, He is putting me where I am exactly supposed to be. And I'm like so grateful for that. It was very hard. Like, this year was rough. It was a fast, long year. But I just never gave up, I just never, I'm gonna do this. Everything I said I'm gonna do, I really did, and I accomplished it before I turned 22. Like I said, I'm gonna get back in school. I'm back in school. I said I was gonna change my routine. I changed my routine. I'm happy, I'm just happier. So, yeah, I wouldn't change 21 for anything. Hopefully, if you're turning 21, hopefully these things will help you. If you haven't went through any of these things, hopefully these things will help you while you continue to grow. If you already are past 21, and you're 21 right now, you're watching this, I'm pretty sure we all can learn something from each other. Hopefully you guys learn something from this. This is why I do this, so I can be open and honest, and, probably, and try to help somebody. I feel like that's what my purpose is, to help somebody. I don't know who, because, I feel like a lot of people were helping me as a kid, but they didn't know they were because I didn't speak up. But hopefully, I'm doing this and I'm helping somebody, and I really do appreciate everybody that listens, who are going to start to watch, but everybody that listens already, listen to the podcast, who, listens to the playlist. Thank you so much, because, when y'all ask me, like, when's another episode dropping, or, I like that playlist, when you putting out another one, or, the people that constantly ask me, when is another one coming, like, thank you. That is like motivation to keep me going, because I obviously feel like, I'm doing something right. Obviously my words mean something to you. And it just makes me like feel good. Like, I want to do this so I can continue to, like, if I'm helping you, like, I hope that I'm doing the best I can, or I'm hoping I'm giving you, because I'm literally giving you my all. Like, I don't ever think I'm like this open with anything. So, this is new for me, and I'm just hope I'm like, you really taking what I'm saying, and you apply it, because I apply it. Like, everything I'm saying, I've went through or been through, or I'm applying to my own life. So it's like we going through this together. So I'm glad that I can help some people. I'm glad that people listen and tune in. When I go and look at the data, and I still see people listening to like the first episode or the second episode months from now. Like, the episodes started dropping in February, and I see that people are still listening to them in July, and just now in August and September. Like, that just makes me feel good. So I hope that you guys continue to tune in and continue to watch as I grow with this podcast. And we, I feel like I'm taking this podcast to the top. So, if you're here now, thank you. I'm taking you to the top with me too. Be sure to like, subscribe, rate the channel. I'm always open to feedback. I put the links in the bio for the Apple Podcast. If you just want to listen, I'll that'll be in the link in the bio. links to my Twitter, my Instagrams, to the Apple Music playlist will all be in the bio. You know, keep just liking, subscribing, sharing feedback. You know, reach out if you need to talk to me one-on-one. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, reach out to me. You know, I'm always open, especially if you know me personally. I am here to, you know, spread this knowledge because I have so much and I don't know where it's coming from. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and you know, welcome to season 2. We back and we better. I'm bringing some heat for y'all, so get ready. Appreciate y'all.